Gemini, welcome to a special reading called the Three of Swords, tarot spread for delving into a heartbreak by Light Wands. Look her up. I'll try to remember to put the link. She's on Instagram and she's on YouTube as well. Okay. I'm using the Light Seers tarot deck, by the way. And I will explain the positions when I get there. Let me see here. Are these going to be in frame? Yeah, pretty much so. Oops. I'm going to have to, I'll reshuffle because there were a few cards that were upright here in my deck. Don't want that, so I'll just shuffle a couple times to get that last card. Pick the one on the top. And some of these I still have not, picked because I've only done one series of readings. So it's kind of fun when you get a new deck and you're still getting new cards. It's kind of fun that way. Okay. First position, what caused the heartbreak? We have the King of Pentacles. So maybe this is the person that you were involved with. Somebody who is a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. My bet is on Virgo. And this is in the upright position. This may not be a bad person at all, but it may be somebody that you got involved with because they were older, because they were more financially established. And it's kind of like almost like a parental thing where you were looking for somebody to give you guidance and to give you stability. The King of Pentacles is the ultimate in that. And so the heartbreak that we're talking about may be that you realize that you were not in love with this person, that you were looking for some kind of rock in your life. And I would say another aspect of this situation can be that this person, may have maybe this person was the father of your child. And so you were with him for that reason, pretty much exclusively, because you felt like that was the right thing to do, but you just don't feel it anymore. And even, if you got involved with somebody because they had a lot of money or at least a lot more resources than you did, but this person would be like a big deal, they're not just doing okay, they're doing very well financially, very affluent. It's people do that for different reasons. Sometimes they come from backgrounds where they're looking for a provider because they don't have it. We just tend to go, oh, that person's a gold digger, not really looking at what prompts people to do things like this. It's because they feel insecure on some level. Money and material resources is a very primal urge and need. It's not something that is, what we would call optional, in life. So all of these things can conspire to put you in a situation where now you feel like you just don't have it. Now, on the flip side, it can be that you're the one who is the provider, that you're the rock for the other person, and that you're an older, the king can be somebody who's chronologically older or who's more mature emotionally. So maybe you're the one who has the more balanced approach to life in general, and you're with somebody who is kind of like immature, and you're cleaning up all their messes, and you're getting resentful of this, and you have left unwillingly, because you may still care for them, but because you feel so frustrated by their irresponsible behavior. The Second position is what is unable to be seen about the heartbreak. So what is beneath the surface? What is like you're in denial about? What are you kind of neglecting to think about? The Hierophant connects to the spiritual. But the Hierophant is also, this is kind of a weird card, is also about marriage and tradition. So, those two things do not seem like they have some common ground. There might be something that I'm missing in the interpretation that would draw those two together. I would say it's kind of like the religion that has its dogma, that's our conduct of living, and marriage is part of that conduct of living. Now, what this can mean, it's also connected to Taurus, by the way, even though I say it should be Sagittarius because it's connected to religion. And I think it's connected to higher learning, so it does seem like it's totally Sag. And I did find one tarot so-called expert who believes it should be, who connects it to Sag. So maybe you can look at it as Sag as well. But, when I see the King of Pentacles, I think of an earth sign. So anyway, what is not seen here, there can be a couple of things. First of all, it's possible that you are seeing, that you misinterpreted a relationship, that you thought of it as more like a marriage than it really was. If you were not married to this person and you were not, maybe you were living with them, but perhaps you weren't even living with them, you may not have seen the relationship in the way that they saw it. And maybe they, there are some people out there who, if they're not married to someone, they put all those other people in the category, or they don't want to be married to a person, they don't want to commit to somebody, then all bets are off and they're not viewing the relationship as serious or living together. To me, those things are kind of similar, are pretty identical. And the other thing about the Hierophant is the spiritual, neglecting the spiritual in favor of the material. In other words, being overly concerned with material resources. I don't see Geminis in general as that kind of person, so perhaps the other person was too much into that, and that's what did the relationship end, because you didn't have that common ground. Although there might be some Geminis out there with inner planets in Taurus, as well as experiences growing up where they, Saturn in the second house or in the fourth house, feeling like they were deprived materially and seeking that kind of, whatever you want to call it, comfort or just, sense of security as an adult. And those are the kinds of things that can come up in various ways. The fourth house is a house of roots, your roots. So if you have Uranus there, if you have Saturn, foundation, there may be like a lot of financial deprivation or moving around a lot and not having that kind of security. And people seek that out as adults. Sometimes they overemphasize it. And obviously there has to be balance. What was the lesson learned? And we have the Six of Wands. And this is about, what would we call it? The sense of honoring yourself. This is a card of believing that you are deserving of all the best in life. And that means that you're not going to settle for relationships that seek to put a price tag on you or love itself. So if this was the other person, this may be something that you have learned in terms of their attitude versus your attitude. You know, if you're with an overly materialistic person, that can feel very unsatisfying ultimately. Even if they shower you with money, I mean, eventually that gets boring, especially for a Gemini who needs that intellectual stimulation. What is the first step needed to move forward to healing? Page of Cups. A relationship with somebody that is more heartfelt, soul-felt. Cups relate to water energy. So really emphasizing that. Oh, they have that cute little heart thingy. So anyway, I can hear the landscapers. I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching. And if you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.